everybody, CW here. I'm coming back at you with another old cartridge box video. This one's all rimfire and mostly long rifle, and I threw in a couple of wild cards here because I thought it was really cool. Most kids growing up shooting pellet guns, I threw a couple of old BB and pellet gun things in here. And there's a couple of 22 Magnum cartridge boxes in here too, just for good measure, because it's one of my favorites. I really love the littlest Magnum, the 22 Magnum. All right, let's start over here on the left-hand side. We've got some from our friends in Canada. We got some Imperials, and I'll do a flyby at the end of the video here. Show you a closer up picture of all of these boxes. Some of them are pretty good looking, classy, classic, good looking boxes, unlike the boring boxes of most of today's ammo. Oh, again, we'll start over here. CLC from Canada, Imperial long rifle boxes, and then up here in the front we've got some Winchester Expert, some target stuff, Winchester Super X, and then Winchester, what does it say, Super Match Mark III target ammo. This one here is pretty uncommon. And then back here we've got some Remington shorts, some more Remington shorts. These are standard velocity shorts. These are something else. I forgot what these were. Oh, these were high speed. So those are high-speed shorts, and these are standard velocity shorts. Standard velocity long rifle. We got an old box of Ely. We got an old box of, this one is not so old, but it's a Winchester Expediter. Here's a 22 short extra power Super X. Here's an old box of Stingers when they first came out. This is how they were when Stingers were first released. Remington 22 target short. Here's a Winchester stainless. This is pretty old. This one here is pretty old. I believe that's what's in here, but this is a full brick, so this is an extra box. And then back over here we've got the first released boxes of Winchester 22 Magnum, and this would have been 59 or 60 were these. So these two boxes here are actually older. These could be the first boxes. These are full metal jacket, and these were hollow points. So these are jacketed hollow points, and these are full metal jacket bullets. 2 boxes of each. And again, all these are full except for there's one here. This one here. This one here is not full. It's empty. All the rest of these are full boxes of ammo. RWS R25. That's target short ammo. Here's some super speed short ammo. Here's some other Remington. What is this one? High speed short ammo. 2 boxes of that. And we got some long rifle Winchester leader ammo. This is gonna date back probably a little bit newer than this one. This is older. This is also leader, but this is the older style leader boxes. Here's quite an old one. This is going to be 50s, I'm sure. This might make it into 60s, but this is 50s for sure. And here is a long rifle round nose lead bullet, and here's a hollow point lead bullet. We got a couple of shot cartridges, Remington shot cartridges. These are not very old, probably the 80s. Here's another 22 Magnum. And I think one of these is a hollow point. This is a hollow point. This one here I think is I think this one's a full metal jacket. Oh no, it's not. This is WRF. This isn't 22 Magnum. This is Winchester Rimfire. So this is an old box of WRF ammo. And you can see it's just a little bit shorter, because WRF is a little bit shorter. WRF ammo is still made today. They do short runs, Winchester and CCI, at least before the nonsense with the COOF. It was still made short runs probably once a year type of thing. I don't know if it still is, if it's going to be continued or if it has been or not, but that's what that is. It was a 45 grain bullet at about 1400, 1350 feet per second. So it's kind of like Stinger Velocity, but with a heavier bullet. And of course the 22 Magnum was a 40 grain at 1900 or 2000, just under 2000 feet per second. So it's a lighter version. It was made for Winchester firearms, but you can shoot it in non-semi-auto 22 Magnums. Some semi-autos will shoot it, but most of the time it's better off in a bolt action or a single shot. And it's just like shooting a short or a long in a long rifle chamber. Whereas you cannot shoot long rifles in a Magnum chamber because the Magnum is actually bigger around. You'll split the case, it'll send stuff back in your face. It's not a safe thing to do. This is not the case. This is the same diameter bullet, same diameter case. It's just shorter. So it's exactly like shooting a short in a long rifle. And here's an old Maxi Mag when they first came out. This is how they were, plastic boxes, but different sleeves. They kept this box for quite a long time. Here's an older CCI Magnum shot shell box. And here's an ammo that I shot for years in competition because it was really light. It shot really well. It was one of the first subsonic type ammos before, you know, subsonic was a thing. This was really light, and actually you had to modify springs a lot of times to get your gun to shoot it. I was shooting a Smith & Wesson 41 at the time, and I had to shorten the spring up to make it function. Here is some Russian ammo, Junior. This is steel cased RIMFIRE 22. And then RWS Target, long rifle target ammo. Just really good solid ammo. It became R50, I believe. This is when it first came out, or early on when it came out. R50 being the long rifle, R25 being the short. And we talked about the Peters in the back there. This is just a full brick of Peters, original Peters. That's not the remake that Remington brought out a few years back, or 20, 30 years now. That's an original, real old Peters before it was Remington. And then the wild cards are the pellets. I don't know how many of you grew up in the 60s like I did, but I shot boxes of these, boxes and boxes of these. 22 for me. I didn't have a 177 back then. And the Sheridan, when I was a little bit older, into the probably the late 70s, we were shooting these. I always had daisies, or my cousins had a Crossman 140 in 22, and it was so much more powerful than my daisies until I got that Sheridan. And of course the Sheridan's 5mm, not 177 or 22, but it was right there with the power of that 140, and we could shoot stuff almost like a 22. It had really good power for a air rifle. And here's a couple of old boxes of Powerlets, CO2. So we shot those in another Crossman pistol, and I can't remember the model. I want to say Model 1. I want to say it was a Model 1, but it was a really old, and it had some pop too. You would only get, I don't know, maybe 25 or 30 shots out of a cylinder. It had some oomph to it. Back in those days, they really had some power with the air guns. And right in the center, we've got some Winchester pellets, Winchester match pellets. And these were some of the first match grade pellets for target stuff, for target practice. And then I don't know how this got out here. It's probably in my hand and I didn't put it down, but it's a Beeman hollow point pellet, Silver Bear. It shouldn't be out here. It just was in my hand. And then, how many of you remember these? I remember buying Daisy's pellets in these cardboard sleeves, and they're full of pellets, BBs rather. And this is how they came, the sleeves. Here's a newer one. And well, these things were always in our pockets, shooting BB guns and pellet guns. And those, when I found those there, I just was ecstatic. Those black ones, because they haven't made these in quite a while. And these were literally, you know, the 70s. When I was a kid, we were shooting those. We would buy boxes of those. So there we go. This is my rimfire collection. And a lot of it brings back a lot of memories because I shot a lot of this stuff in competition. These shorts, I used to buy a lot of these and shoot these in competition. And R25, I bought and shot that in my Walther for a couple years until it just priced itself right out of the ballpark. It was way too expensive. Some of this stuff I picked up and was able to shoot some boxes and then saved a couple for posterity. But that's how I got so many shorts, because I had two different shorts. I had a high standard Olympic model, and then I got rid of that and I picked up a Walther OSP 22 short for my bullseye competition. So there we go. That's what I got to show you in rimfire. Let me get you off the tripod here and we'll do some close-ups on some of these cool looking boxes. All right, here we go, right across the front. There's that moderator. There's a nice looking box of Remington. There's that older box of Remington. That one's a 50s for sure. These are probably 50s as well. These are actually two different era boxes. See, that one says Super X on the end and this one says Red Super. So they're different eras for those two. There's that R25. It's not that old. That's an older box. Here's the RWS Target. There's the Remington. This is a pretty old one. Copper clad with some K's. There's that Peters. Back up here to the front. These were the Stingers. How many of you remember those? I remember when they first came out. Expert. Super X. Super Match. There's that Imperial from Canada. Mike, you remember those? Can you still get those? I know Imperial's still around, or still making ammo last I knew. There's those shorts, high-speed shorts. There's the Target shorts. Standard velocity. Standard velocity long rifles. There's the Magnums. And there's the, I believe these are the first boxes, how they first came out, first were released. Full Metal Jacket. There's a couple of keen bore high-speed shorts. And there's that Peters brick. It's in a little rough shape, but it's full. Full to the top, full. And across the back, these are the newer leaders. Winchester long rifle. And the older leaders. Winchester long rifle. There's some high-speed Remington, the predecessor to the Golden, and 65 cents. And there's the hollow point. That one I was really happy to find. And there's some shot cartridges, and there's some more 22 Magnum, and there's the WRF. And lastly, the CCI Maxi Mag. There we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative, information. Some stuff from my past that I really like and enjoy. God bless everybody. See you later.